In an earlier blog post, I demonstrated how I had built a list of about 130 sentences describing AI tools. Here, you can see them here. And then I had loaded them into a database table and computed vectors. So vectors is what retrieval is, what method is used for retrieval in RAG for AI. Essentially, these are vectors of 384 dimensions. You can actually go back to the previous demo also, you can see that. For example, here I show what I've used, the code I've used. I'll put the links to this demos in my comments, and I have shown that when I compute the vectors, it is actually 384 dimensions. So here in this blog post with 130 sentences of AI tools, I demonstrated how I can query them for semantic search using SQL. Okay, so these are just some examples. I'll put the links in the blog post, and these are the 130 sentences about the different AI tools which I had loaded. So it's not all the same, but some may be duplicated, which is fine. Some are longer descriptions, some are very short descriptions. And this is a demo I built using Python. So I connect to the demo database. Okay, and once it's connected, it tells me that there are 130 sentences describing AI tools. I've already upgraded this to 26 AI, and now my Python tool is asking me what my query is, what semantic search do I want to look for, or what my query is to the intelligent chatbot here. Okay, so for example, if I ask is what productivity tools are you aware of? So that's my query here. That is my question. Okay, and then ask me how many results do I want to retrieve. Let's say I ask for 5 results, and then it goes through and it gives me an output here. The output is this sentence. This is a sentence from this list of 130 sentences. Okay, so I get a sentence, and then I get a vector distance. So the sentence that describes a tool that is closest to my query is productivity tools that you are aware of. This is closest in terms of vector distance. Now I've shown here it actually computes 384 dimensions. Okay, so and it gives me 5 results. If I want to run another query, I can just go back to this portion of my code and run again. So let me just run another query. Can I do image processing using AI tools? So it's going to go through my list of 130 sentences. Let's say I want maybe the top 6, let's say. Okay, I just limited the result count to 8 here in this code. So once it's executed that, it says the closest it finds, you may not agree with it, but because this is based on semantic search, the closest it finds to my query image processing using AI tools is Hotpot AI image editing, then Adobe Firefly, a family of generative AI tools, Fast Photo, Runway ML, Canvas.com, and Weed.io. If I was just to give a very short query, let me just run from here again. Run selected cell and below. Just say video generation. Okay, and I ask for only 3 responses or 3 results. So if I run that, I get 3 results here: Clipchamp, Synth Video, and Synthesia. So essentially what I did is I took this 140 sentences about AI tools, I loaded them into an Oracle table, and this is the previous code of the previous demo data here, Fox and C cells, but the code actually is over here. The model I am using is a simple MiniLM model from Hugging Face, which Oracle has made available freely on this URL. So then I loaded 130 sentences, and this was a demo where I used SQL interactively to query those 130 sentences as if it is a chatbot. And this here now is my chatbot in Python mode. And you can see the way it runs the query is it generates a query string where it selects from my source table the sentence. It computes a vector distance based on the sentence vector that is computed in the source table here. For example, the vector I can show is computed like this. Okay, vector distance is computed, and then I do a comparison of the sentence vector with the vector of my query. So here again, using the vector of my query, with compare the two and use cosine as the calculated vector distance, and then I fetch as many rows I have specified here, whether it's 1, 2, 3 or 8. I fetch the first approximate, and I can show that I'm actually using an index also. If I go to the next post here, let me just bring the next one where I've actually built an index in 26 AI. So now I've built an index with a target accuracy also on the sentence vector for those 130 rows. So whether I use SQL to interactively query like this here, or like this here, or I use Python to generate the query, I can get the results. Of course, this is only retrieval, the semantic retrieval. Then the next portion would be whatever results I use, I build another prompt which I will send it to a generic AI tool, could be ChatGPT or could be Claude or whatever. These results I could send back, and maybe it can even clarify further. So basically this is the retrieval part of RAG. I'm retrieving from my own internal table using 130 sentence list, using a vector index as well, comparing the vector of the query with the vector of the stored indexes, and giving me the closest results which match the number I want here, the closest n number of results. So this is basically how you do retrieval part of RAG in your AI.